Mobile Suit Gundam 00. This is Sellavin. I was giving you a review of one of my favorite anime series, the Gundams. This will be about Mobile Suit Gundam 00. The story progressed in the year 2307. Fossil fuels are now abandoned. Most of the world economy doesn't rely on that anymore. They rely on solar energy. So they created orbital elevator stations around the world. In this world, there are three dominant superpowers: the advanced European Union, the AU, the Union around Northern Europe, known as the Human Reform League, and the Union formerly known as the United States, or the Union. These three powers all control the world in one way or another. As I said, solar power is now the dominant factor. However, there are some countries that didn't accept the solar power revolution and led to conflict and civil war. For example, the Middle East. This is one of the most dramatic things you've seen out of any Gundam story. This is probably one of the most originals that they ever come up with. For example, because of what these powers are doing, like there's some that they all know each other, but the thing is they don't cooperate with each other. Like countries fighting for territory, civil war, all because of the power struggle. This can be very distracting. However, a group emerges to stop the fighting and stop the conflict by using violence. It's called Celestial Being, and they pilot the gun, and they are the ones in charge of the Gundam. Some Gundam series always use warfare as part of their main story because it's about conflict and fighting, especially when you're fighting with machine. But the thing is, they're using violence to stop the violence. Some could think that this is a contradiction. That's what you expect from this thing, contradiction, because they want to stop this. Let me start you off with some of the main characters. There are four characters: Tetsunev Sayer, Lock-On Stratus, Alleluia Haptism, and Tieria Arde. Each of them all join Celestial Being voluntarily. They all want to stop warfare. They all want to stop. Some of them all had checkered past. One of them became a soldier as a little kid. Some of them had lost their family to terrorism and violence during the solar power wars. Some of them became raised as a child experimental super soldier. Others joined voluntarily after losing loss of friends or loved ones. This is something that you expect. The thing about this series is all the conflict, have originality. There are also characters that you get in that you don't see them are the fighting type, but they're also all original characters. For example, there are some people that you like, some people that you don't. Like even some personal history. You get to know some of the characters' history. Like later in the season, you get to find out what they are. The first season starts off as Celestial Being shows up during the AEU's testing of their new mobile weapon. At the same time as the Human Reform League doing some kind of party. I told you, like, these three parties, they don't cooperate with each other, but they exist. For example, Celestial Being shows up during the test and completely destroys the AEU's mobile weapon, an AEU anak. That's what they call it, an anak. He completely destroys it and disappears. People are impressed because they want to know what these guys are, but at the same time, because of what they did, all eyes are on them. People want to find these guys to capture them because they have the most advanced weapons on the planet, even though they've been in hiding for 200 years. Let me call you on with the creator of Celestial Being. This all started 200 years ago in the stories. A man named Iolius Schemberg came up with the idea of trying to stop warfare, but he didn't know how. So for years he started working on secret projects using solar engineering, like the solar power towers. Like the Gundam's main energy conduit is called the GN drive, or solar reactor. It's a giant white orb on the sphere on the back of the machine that lets it fly and move around in the atmosphere. This can be very strong for a machine like this, especially for a Gundam. Like I said, this is one of the most original stories that you could see. And Iolius Schemberg disappeared 200 years ago, but his legacy continued. He had followers and people who worked for him in secret. For 200 years they spent in hiding, and when they finally emerged, they accomplished what they needed to do. However, because of what they're doing, they're causing people a lot of attention. Some of them cause negative feedback. Like I said, they're using violence to stop violence. But the thing about this story is, each of them have their own. Each of them are all controversial. For example, This series had 2 seasons, both of them 25 episodes each. That's at least a total of 50 episodes plus the movie that they made in Japan. I've seen the movie. I don't like the movie that much, but I'm a fan of the series. Each of them have their own character development. You get to learn secrets one at a time, step by step, and you get to see a grave change. For example, you get the secrets, like what's going on. Like you find out there are people who are trying to work with celestial beings. At the same time, you also find something else, like originality, development, character development. Because this is one of the most dramatic Gundam series that you can ever see. I mean, if anything about Gundam series is they're all involve warfare, they're all conflict, and they're all about fighting. The thing is, this story keeps that in continuously. It continues that, and it became original. And he came up with his own ideas. For example, when I first started watching it, it showed up on the Sci-Fi Network's anime block when it started going to an anime revolution, when they started showing shows like Gundam 00, Toko, Neo Nani's Monster, Street Fighter Close Capture, Road Song Force Close Capture. The Close Captures I didn't really get. All these shows started premiering on Sci-Fi. They started doing this for at least a total of 2.5 years. This got a lot of attention. They even started showing some of the old school original anime movies. For example, Ghost in the Shell, not the series, the movie. That brought a lot of attention to them. It lasted a short while, but in the end, they stopped. And one of the biggest attractors was this, Gundam 00. As you can see, I'm a Gundam fan. I grew up on the anime. For example, Gundam has been around for a long time. They first started in 1997 with the first Mobile Suit Gundam with the 1-year war and their first pilot, Armor Ray. The history of Gundams going way back. Once every couple years, they start off, new story, originality. Some stories don't have not that long. Some have less than 10 episodes. Some 10, 12 episodes. Some even less than that. Like there was this 4-episode mini arc, side stories. Anyway, Gundam anyway. If you want to watch this series, I suggest you want to. Actually, if I give it a rating, probably 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 because you probably get the meaning of what they're trying to do, and even some story and even some drama. I mean, for example, like the first season, it started going well. Everything started going fine for them, but then they find out they get betrayed and they almost don't do what they needed to do. For example, that's why they had to have a second season. The second season takes place at least 4 years after what happened to them at the end of the first season. I won't tell you what it is. I won't tell you what it is. You have to watch it for yourself. You have to search for it on your own. I mean, the videos are available. The videos are available on YouTube, and you can go own them and buy them anywhere in North America. I mean, they're available anywhere like Best Buy, Target, like even Amazon.com has it on sale. This series is very unique, originality. I mean, you get drama, some character development. The thing about Gundam pilots is they're attached to their machines. You get emotional, you get drama. The thing about pilots is they all feel connected to their machines. They feel like they want to stop the violence because of what happened to them. I mean, most of these Gundam pilots are all conflicted. They feel like they can't do anything unless they get in their machines, because only in their machines they feel like they can do anything. As I said, all these characters have a checkered past. Well, most of them anyway. It's one of the reasons why they joined Celestial Being anyway. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe. This is Sellavin Adams giving you a review of Musu Gundam 00. As one of his fans, if you've seen, I bought DVDs. I own at least 2 copies, 2 volumes. I mean, I watched dozens of Gundam series for myself. For example, I'm a fan of Mobile Drive or G Gundam, which doesn't show Gundam mostly as warfare, but more of a sport because they compete for fighting. Anyway, that's not my opinion. If I do give a review of Mobile Fighter G Gundam, I'll do it later in the future. I mean, I watch other Gundam series. For example, Gundam Seed X, Gundam S Seed. Anyway, comment, subscribe. This is Southern Adams giving you the latest review, signing off.